The content is the link between you and your buyers. And there's all kinds of different content that you can create. This is one of my favorite examples in the healthcare field. Dr. Natasha is a pediatrician in Kansas City. And she has a fantastic approach, just like we've been talking about, for reaching her potential customers in Kansas City. And in fact, is the most popular doctor in Kansas City when it comes to being online. This is her YouTube channel. And you can see in this case, she's a pediatrician. She's talking about car seats, specifically focused on parents. Here is her Facebook. And it's interesting, her Facebook, she appeals to both parents and the teenagers who come to her practice. So she's actually reaching out to two different buyer personas. This is her Twitter. And she's very active on Twitter. You can see she's got 15,000 followers on Twitter. She's a pediatrician. She is crushing it when we're talking about this kind of marketing. By the way, this kind of marketing, totally free, costs zero. It's creating content, pushing it out on the web. So here's a couple examples of content for teenagers. I love this. This is on her Twitter. She's talking about Pokemon. Hey, has anyone found any Pokemons in here? I mean, this Pokemon thing's kind of nutty, right? But she knows that the teenagers in her practice are doing Pokemon, so she talks about Pokemon. Makes her a little bit hip and a little bit cool as a pediatrician. Here's another piece of content. This is on her Facebook, and it's why high school students need more than college prep. And it's educating the high schoolers that go to her practice using her Facebook. This is something that's more geared towards the parents, which I really like. This is on Twitter. I had a 1 o'clock appointment with a 16-year-old. Me, we need to do lab work, but you can't eat for 8 hours before. The teenager, let's do it now, I just got up. That's kind of awesome, I think. And this is sort of the content for parents. New Year, New You, Body Image, and Your Kids is on her blog. She comments on things in the news, which is called Newsjacking, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes. This is in the news. Justin Timberlake said that he was not going to vaccinate his kids. She created an open letter on her blog to Justin Timberlake, Dear Justin Timberlake, and then she went through all of the reasons why they should vaccinate their kids. And that then gets interest among the media, interest among her potential and existing customers. I've interviewed her a couple of times. I invited her to speak with me at a conference, and she's just wonderful. She says, my blog is to respond to the things I see in my day-to-day practice and is how my brand is marketed. This is how people find my clinic. They bring their families because they heard about us, Dr. Natasha said. The other thing that's really interesting is because she's invited to speak by people like me and written about it, I wrote about her in one of my books, she's also become really well known in the media, and she's been focused on CBS This Morning, NBC Nightly News, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Associated Press, and others. That's how it's done. If you want to see how it's done, check out Dr. Natasha Bogert, and you can see that approach.